The time traveler's paradox. What happens when you interact with yourself in another timeline? Time travel is a fascinating concept, one that has captivated scientists and storytellers from centuries. But what happens when you meet yourself in another timeline? Welcome to the world of time traveler's paradox. The time traveler's paradox is a hypothetical question. It's a hypothetical situation that arises when a person travels back in time and meets their past self. This creates a paradox because the time traveler's action may change the course of history, and in doing so may prevent their future self from even traveling back in time in the first place. But is the time traveler's paradox even possible? Yes, according to the laws of physics, time travel is theoretically possible, but it would require immense amount of energy and technology that we don't currently possess. However, for the sake of argument, let's assume that time travel is possible. So, what happens when you meet yourself in another timeline? The answer is not clear, but there are a few theories that attempt to explain this paradox. One theory suggests that if you meet your past self, the two of you will merge into a single entity. This is known as grandfather's paradox, and it suggests that if you were to go back in time and kill your grandfather before he had children, you would prevent your own existence. This creates a paradox because if you don't exist, then how could you have gone back in time to kill your grandfather? Another theory suggests that the timeline would split into two separate realities. One in which the time traveler interacts with their past self, and another in which they don't. This is known as many worlds interpretation, and it suggests that every decision we make creates a new reality, branching off from the previous one. This means that if you were to go back in time and interact with your past self, and you would create a new reality, one in which you both exist. But what happens to the original timeline, the place where we came from? According to us, it may cease to exist, or it may continue on without the time travel. This creates a paradox because if the original timeline ceases to exist, then how could the time traveler go back in the time in the first place? The time traveler's paradox is a complex and fascinating concept, one that raises more questions than answers, in fact. But what is clear is that time travel is a subject that continues to captivate our imaginations, and one that will likely continue to do so far in centuries to come.